बाद में करिए।
Thank you to all the dignitaries. I would now like to call upon on stage Vice Chancellor of National Law University Delhi, Professor Dr. G.S. Bajpai, for delivering the welcome remarks. Over to you, sir.
Very good afternoon, one and all. On behalf of the National Law University Delhi, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all the distinguished dignitaries, participant teams, special invitees, faculty members and students to the inaugural ceremony of the Vidhi Pragati National IP Moot Court Competition 2025. It's true pleasure to have you all here for this prestigious event. We are deeply grateful to Honorable Shri Piyush Goyalji for your esteemed presence today, for presiding the chief guest of the inaugural Moot Court Intellectual Property Law organized in collaboration with the DPIIT. So your visionary leadership in shaping India's policies on innovation, trade, and intellectual property, and is positioning India as a global hub for creativity and technological development. We are now in the top 40 of the global innovation index, and with record number of grant of IP rights in the recent years. This speaks volume about the key role played by your ministry and the India's IP office under your dynamic vision and leadership. We are also honored to have with us Honorable Justice Pratibha M. Singh, Judge, High Court of Delhi, whose profound legal acumen and commitment to justice continue to inspire countless legal professionals, academia, and the student community. Particularly, your vision and commitment to lead in establishing the first intellectual property division is paying wonderful dividends in streamlining IP dispute resolution, apart from the landmark decisions in some of the complex areas of intellectual property. Additionally, we are delighted to welcome Ms. Himani Pandey, Additional Secretary of DPIIT, whose support has been instrumental in bringing this event into reality. Thank you so much for your presence today. As we gather here today, I am reminded of the ancient Sanskrit wisdom, Astoma Sadgmaya, lead me from the unreal to the real. In the realm of intellectual property law, this takes us a very special significance, leading us from uncertainty to clarity, from ambiguity to precise protection of intellectual property. Friends, due to the paucity of time, I'm just curtailing my speech. But however, I wish to point out, as far as this event is concerned, and the entire work that this office is doing, I am extremely delighted to announce that the inaugural IPR Moot Court competition is being organized by the Center for Innovation Intellectual Property Competition and the IPR chair at NLU Delhi, in collaboration with the DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. At NLU Delhi, we believe in fostering an environment that nurtures innovative thinking and original research. Our 22 research centers substantial funding for research initiatives and numerous international collaborations stand testament to this commitment. This Moot Court competition stands as a landmark occasion dedicated to exploring the intricacies of intellectual property, a field that lies at the heart of innovation, creativity, and progress. Intellectual property is not just a legal concept, it is the foundation upon which societies build up their future. By safeguarding the rights of creator and innovators, we nurture a culture of innovation that drives economic growth and societal development. I am particularly proud to share that this competition has attracted participants from diverse geographical and academic backgrounds. Out of 35 participating teams from across country, 26 teams have qualified after a competitive memorial qualification round where they have successfully demonstrated their research skill. This overwhelming response to our inaugural competition underscores the growing significance of intellectual property law in our country. This year, Moot problem addresses one of the most pressing challenges in intellectual property law, the intersection of artificial intelligence and copyright law. The selection of AI and copyright as our Moot problem theme was deliberated, and India stands at a unique position in the global AI landscape. With our strong IT sector, rich creative traditions, and emerging AI capabilities, the intersection of AI and IP holds particular significance for our country. Our Moot problem aimed at challenging you to navigate these uncharted waters, addressing questions that even seasoned practitioners and courts are grappling with worldwide. The argument you present today could well influence how these issues are approached in practice tomorrow. A special word of appreciation goes to our sponsors and partners, Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, who have supported this initiative. Your faith in our vision has enabled us to provide participants with a world-class mooting experience. We also thank our alumni who have returned as judges and mentors. And as we commence this competition, I am reminded of Sa Vidya Vimukti, knowledge is that which liberates. May this competition serve as a platform for liberating knowledge, fostering intellectual discourse, and advancing our understanding of intellectual property rights. To all participants, I wish you the very best. May your arguments be sharp, your analysis deep, and your learning experience enriching. Remember, the skills you develop here, critical thinking, legal research, argumentation, and professional ethics, will serve you well throughout your legal career. Finally, I want to reiterate that while this competition will have winners, its true success lies in the collective learning experience it provides. Each round, each argument, and each question contributes to our understanding of intellectual property law and its role in shaping our future. Let the competition begin, and may the best team emerge victorious. Thank you, and best wishes to all.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor, sir, for your warm welcome. I would now like to call Honorable Lady Justice Pratibha M. Singh, High Court of Delhi, for delivering the guest of honor and key address. Ma'am, I welcome on your stage.
A very good evening. It had to be an afternoon, but it has become evening by now, thanks to the traffic. Honorable Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, Vice Chancellor Bajpai, Ms. Himani Pandey, Professor Yogesh Pai, all the faculty of National Law University Delhi, students of National Law University Delhi, Moot Court participants from 35 teams, lawyers and judges of the Moot Court, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever I'm invited to speak about a Moot Court, the first thing that I remember is my own college days. I go back to 1986-87 when I joined Law College in Bangalore University, and in 1989 had the honor of representing India in the Philip C. Jessup International Moot Court Competition in Chicago. Imagine doing moot courts without the internet. Imagine doing moot courts without the computer. Imagine doing moot courts without the library. You can't imagine, actually. So, let me give you two anecdotes from my time of mooting. Firstly, the Bangalore University Law College had a fantastic law library. And the National Law University started when I was in my third year. So we had the big heart to share our library with NLSIU Bangalore. But the library wasn't enough for us to prepare for the Jessup. So one of my team members, we were 3 girls who were chosen to represent India, had to travel by train to Dharwad to be able to access the American Journal of International Law. get photocopies of the articles, travel back to Bangalore, and that's how we prepared our memorials. Imagine preparing memorials without computers. How would you do it? I can't imagine it myself today if I had to prepare my judgments without a computer. So we found an electronic typewriter which we used for preparing the memorial. And believe you me, 2 days before we had to courier the memorial, the eraser ribbon on the typewriter got exhausted. So my teammates and me went to all corners of Bangalore to find an eraser ribbon which we can put in the electronic typewriter. So you are all very, very lucky that you have all the facilities today to do mooting. We did not have the funds. We did not have the resources that all of you have. The fact that you can participate in multiple moot courts during your college life is something that you should treasure and value. It's not about winning in a moot court. It is about participating in it, building the team spirit, building the network of lawyers that you will meet, and meeting all those judges. I can see so many practitioners sitting in the audience today who are all busy lawyers who will be judging you. So enjoy this mooting experience. It's a wonderful experience. Let's now come to artificial intelligence. Someone said, what is the opposite of artificial intelligence? It is natural stupidity. So I think we humans are born intelligent, but we're also naturally stupid. But that's what is the beauty of being human beings. In the context of AI and IP, there are extremely challenging questions. You can create a trademark using artificial intelligence and register it. You can create 500 marks at a time and pick one of them. So I'm not sure how the advertising agencies are going to function with artificial intelligence, because they are the ones who used to create brands and trademarks. But on the other hand, infringing of trademarks has also become very easy. The counterfeit's label will not even be decipherable for a judge, because it will come out so beautiful with AI and with 3D printing that one can't make out the difference between the original and the counterfeit product. This is in the area of trademarks. Let's come to copyright. Please ask artificial intelligence to write a song in the style of Javed Akhtar. It will generate a song for you, a lyric for you. So it's a big challenge for a lyricist like Akhtar Saab. It can generate music, it can generate songs, it can create paintings, one of which has been registered, a photograph by Mr. Sani, who's sitting here as a co-author. So in the field of copyright also, it's going to be a very big challenge, because AI involves huge input of data, which is what your moot problem is today. That is also copyrighted material. What is the output? The output is also copyrighted material. Who owns the copyright? Is it properly licensed? Is it not, which is unlicensed? So these are very, very challenging questions. Suppose an invention is made by artificial intelligence. All of you know that pharmaceuticals, almost all the molecules which are now coming out are at some point a product of AI being used on computers. Because the millions and zillions of molecules that are generated through computers, only a few of them reach the clinical trials. So who owns the patents in these molecules? Will it be the AI? Will it be the scientist behind the AI? Will it be the lab scientist who does the clinical trial finally? Can patents be granted at all to these molecules? So, intellectual property was meant to award and reward the human intellect. Is it meant to reward the machine intellect? Or even an amalgam of human and machine intellect? In fact, last week I was at the Cambridge University to celebrate the 10th year of our scholarship in Cambridge University. Justice Richard Mead and me were there on a panel discussion one of the main issues was on artificial intelligence. Justice Mead is a judge of the Court of Appeal in England. So these issues, everybody is debating, and I must give credit to the author who's written the moot court problem today. It's a very live and a nicely connectable moot court problem, which is written in simple language. It was easily understandable. It has thrown up a large number of questions, whether there is copyright in the images which are generated, whether the database which was used was properly licensed or not, whether copyright can be claimed in the database, photographs and images. These are issues which all of you are going to debate. The only thing that I feel on a policy side in intellectual property and AI is I'm not very sure if the present statutes are sufficient to deal with the challenges of AI and IP. And I don't think the world has an answer today as to how intellectual property will be spanning out in the context of artificial intelligence. Do we need a sui generis law for AI created IP? That is one issue that I would place on the table for all of you to debate and to discuss on the moot court competition or off the podium. One last thing I wish to say about moot courts themselves is I feel very sad when students who are selected for international moot court competitions have to run around for finances. India has reached that stage. I mean, it's almost 35 years since I mooted. And we ran around the halls of the Vidhan Soda at that time to obtain funding to go to Philip C. Jessa. I think the time has come for all law universities, private and public, to come together and create an All India National Moot Court Fund where any team which qualifies for an international moot should be able to be sponsored by that fund. Mooting is a very important part of legal education, and today, considering the fact that there are hundreds of law colleges in the country, students should not be struggling to be going for international moot courts. I request Professor Bajpai to take the lead, being the NLU Delhi, and if any other institution can join in, and everyone can pool together and create an All India National Moot Court Fund under the aegis of maybe one body, maybe the CLAT body which runs CLAT every year. I think it's high time that we do that. Students should not be struggling for moot court funding. I wish each of the teams all the very best. Enjoy your mooting experience, and may the natural intelligence win and not the artificial intelligence. All the very best.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. We truly appreciate the same. May I now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Piyush Goyal.
I would now like to
Hello, welcome back everyone. So I would now like to request our Honorable Chief Guest to enlighten us with his words. Over to you, sir.
Miss Justice Pratibha Singh Ji, Honorable Judge of the High Court of Delhi, Professor Dr. Yogesh Pai, Associate Professor of Law in the NLU Delhi, Dr. Yogesh Pai, Associate Professor Law, Himani Pandey Ji, Bajpai Ji, and all the distinguished participants this afternoon for this Vidhi Pragati National IP Moot Court Competition. A very good evening. My apologies that we were all late. I came in from Parliament, Madam came in from court. But I'm glad I was able to make it because I've been hearing so much about National Law University. I myself have studied in Mumbai at the Government Law College. So for me, this was always an enigma that why is this NLUs considered to be very, very prestigious? We always thought Government Law College was the best, given the pedigree of judges and judicial luminaries that came out of our college. But now having visited this university and got a little bit of a sense of the beautiful campus you have, I can understand why the NLUs are considered very prestigious. And with professors like Dr. Bajpai and Dr. Pai, and with wonderful students like I see before me, undoubtedly this must be a very, very high quality education. Congratulations to all of you who are studying here and to those of you who are participating in this moot court. I'd first like to address a couple of points Justice Pratibha Singh said. First of all, in my college days, Justice, I never went to the library because we didn't have computers or AI or any of that also. I did my law a few years before you. But I was doing my chartered accountancy at the same time. So for me, law was kind of an incidental education. But I would like to, मुझे लगता है अभी कल का रिजल्ट आएगा उसके बाद ही अंधेरा झटेगा. Another few hours you have to bear this inconvenience. But for me, while I was a law student, I never really appreciated what a game-changing role it will play in my life. And I can assure you, Justice Singh, I'm one of those who has on more than one occasion acknowledged that the education I got as a law student was transformational in my work, whether it was as an entrepreneur setting up an industry, whether it was as an investment banker, and now as a minister for the last 11 years. My studies during law opened up my mind. It brought in that inquisitiveness, the spirit of inquiry, which is truly very important for anybody to succeed in life. And therefore, I think you all are fortunate. I never did a moot court, for example. हम तो कैंटीन में बैठते थे. We had excellent vada paos in Government Law College. Don't take back the impression, Justice, that I was a bad student. I stood second in the university. So before she goes back wondering कि कहाँ से मंत्री बन गया, let me. But I enjoyed studying law, and that's why I was able to do well, because it's a subject which has so many different dimensions. And I am not at all deterred by artificial intelligence or natural stupidity, whatever you may want to consider it, coming in the way of the profession in the future. By the way, you could have said natural stupidity, but agar मैं ये word use कर लेता in front of an honorable judge, तो मेरा क्या हाल होता बताइए? You could have taken me to all sorts of contempt. I had this experience when I first became a minister way back in 2014. I was attending a program that Justice Swatantra Kumar had organized. It was on sustainability. A person who then became the Chief Justice was the chief guest of the program. And I spoke before him. As an investment banker, advice देने की आदत पड़ जाती है. तो मैंने सोचा मैं भी थोड़ा अपना 2-bit दे दूं about judicial judgments and judicial orders of the courts. तो मैंने environment और economic interest के balance की बात कर ली. मैंने कहा judges should also look at the economic interest, growth, development priorities when they give judgments. मैंने believe में बड़ा innocently बोला था. And the lecture I got after that when his turn came to speak, I actually thought कि अपना तो अभी आगे का पत्ता ही कट गया उसके बाद. But what you said is right. End of the day, artificial intelligence or any means of technology or newer ways of working are only as good as you and I who use them. It's like computers. When we first learned computers in school, college or chartered accountancy probably, तभी आए थे 80s में आए थे कंप्यूटर का प्रभाव 84, 85. And I remember one phrase very prominently taught to us: garbage in, garbage out. It's what you feed into the computer that's going to be processed and is going to come out. Artificial intelligence is ultimately about whatever data sources it is able to grab or is already in the domain which is connected to that particular artificial intelligence platform. And some of the results that you get out of AI are actually stupid. Very, very ridiculous results on many queries. And of course, the art of using AI, or for that matter, even the art of using a simple thing like Google search, is on how well you frame the question. After all, when you go to court, and as each one of you will get into practice, and I'm told many are distinguished legal practitioners here, it's how well you frame your query. You can get an opinion or you can get a judgment based on how well you have framed your query or how well you have framed your petition. It's ultimately all your arguments basis the query that's going to get you the final result. And therefore, I'm not preempting whatever you all discuss in the Moot court. But personally, I'm not very worried about the advent of technology. Technology can become a tool, but cannot ever substitute the human mind. What you and I can do, the speed at which we feel a chat GPT or whatever the Chinese have now invented, I don't even recognize that. But irrespective, we may feel that that's coming out with a great amount of speed and coming up with an outcome that can help us in our work. But I do believe we are a long way away before we can consider that to be dependable. And during this intermediate period, I accept what Ms. Singh has said. It's important that policymakers, and I will seek your help, Justice, in helping us to navigate this journey to create the right regulatory framework, not necessarily only in copyrights or trademarks or patents, but through the various aspects of law that can be impacted through use of artificial intelligence, and come up with robust regulations that can withstand both the misuse or unethical use of AI and which will also support ethical use of modern practices or modern technologies. So we have a very interesting subject that all of you are going to participate in over the next 2 days. Ideally, I would have liked to come on the 9th so that I would have got a flavor of what has happened in the last 2 days. But I'm not in Delhi on the 9th. And therefore, I'm really delighted that I got this opportunity to come here, to see this campus, to meet all of you. Because this concept of moot court can really help you refine your legal acumen, can help you prepare yourself to be good lawyers and not necessarily litigation lawyers. Even advocates on record or even those who are working in law firms, the moot court experience helps open your mind. It helps you in working on your research in a smarter fashion. And I think it can transform students into scholars, scholars into thinkers, and thinkers into innovators, and finally innovators into leaders. And therefore I do urge those of you who have this opportunity of participating in this moot court to take it very seriously. The subject AI and copyright is very relevant in today's day and age. As ma'am rightly pointed out, we are seeing near perfect counterfeits and copyrights these days. One can visit China and you can get all your Louis Vuittons and Hermes bags also from a range of probably 1,000 rupees to 10 lakh rupees, and you won't be able to prima facie make out the difference. Another matter that after a month or two it will start fading and start getting spoiled. And that's the story with a lot of goods, substandard goods that used to come into the country, which we are trying to stop through a greater focus on quality control orders and getting the whole nation to start respecting quality, respecting trademarks, respecting the people's ability to market high quality products and compete on an equal term with other high quality products, not with substandard products. Therefore, anything which can help strengthen the IPR regime, the intellectual property right regime, is indeed very, very much welcome. And copyright and artificial intelligence today literally stand at the crossroads of a very, very disturbing future where we can either convert the use of AI ethically to advantage so that we can do a good job as regulators of copyright, or we may land up with smart ways through unethical use of AI to misuse copyright protection. It will be an interesting challenge because AI, in fact, truly has every potential to disrupt the way we are working today. While on the one hand, it can add to creativity, on the other hand, it can disrupt the authorship of genuine innovators and their rights. But I do look forward to getting to hear about what transpired in the various competitions that you will all be having and help us in shaping IP laws in the future. I was just instructing my colleague Himani Pandeyji, who looks after the IPR regime in the country, to see how we can engage with experts and with young minds such as yours, or through all the good colleges across the country, to see what regulations need change to be able to adapt with modern times. And I do hope we'll spend the next 12 or 18 months in working out more contemporary regulatory framework. And I hope we can receive the guidance of Her Lordship in helping us craft very relevant and very modern regulations. The Honorable Prime Minister very recently had said, and I'd like to quote, innovation, inclusion and investment. This is the roadmap of our economic development. If we want to see a Viksit Bharat by 2047, the stated goal and collective commitment of 140 crore Indians that in this Amrit Kal leading up to 100 years of independence in 2047, our nation should progress so that we can take prosperity to the last man and woman at the bottom of the pyramid, so that India can come in the league of nations that truly determine world history and world economics. And all of us have a great opportunity to participate in this journey. Some of us actually may not be there by the time we end this journey, but clearly I can see before me each one of you as the sculptors, the Shilpakars of Viksit Bharat 2047, In fact, on Republic Day, we had called a lot of startups and IPR beneficiaries, IPR holders to attend Republic Day, and then I had an interaction with them. It was truly heartwarming to see the great progress being made by India in this field. Not only have we improved our ranking in GII, as I think you mentioned, from 81st to 39 in the last 10 years, and aspire to be in the top 25. But over the last 10 years, we have transformed the working of our IPR offices so that from a position of granting 6,000 patents in 2014, 6,000 patents in a year. Today, we grant 1 lakh patents in a year. Last year, 1 lakh patents were granted. This transformational journey lends us to even greater innovation. This budget has given a number of initiatives a great boost. 50,000 Atal Tinkering Labs have been announced. 20,000 crore rupees has been announced as an Anusandhan NRF central government initial contribution. NRF is National Research Foundation. So we are looking at really promoting innovation in startups. Another 10,000 crores announced for the fund of funds to help innovation in our entrepreneurs so that they can come up with newer ways for ease of doing business, for ease of living. We are looking at supporting students through One Nation, One Subscription, where students can get every journal across the world for a very small subscription. We have also taken out an AI for Education fund of 500 crores, number of initiatives, so that academia, government and the private sector can work hand in hand in partnership to promote innovation and promote greater engagement of our young men and women, our students, our entrepreneurs with innovation. Justice Singh also talked about supporting Moot court participation across the world. While I'll have to have it examined in more detail for other sectors, but I can clearly and very easily announce that our CGPTTM will take care of all the costs for any of our students going for an IPR related Moot court anywhere in the world. Any student selected for an IPR related Moot court competition anywhere in the world will be sponsored by the Government of India through the Patents Office or the IPR Office, and you may send in a letter to all the prestigious law colleges around the country, including Government Law College, please. Friends, let's consider, and I would urge Professor Bajpai, Yogeshji, Himani, and maybe Justice Singh, you can also play a role in considering that IPR should be made a compulsory subject across the country in all prestigious law colleges. I think this is a subject which is gaining more prominence and traction. There's huge potential. We have to protect India and our innovation, our technologies, and let's make a joint effort so that IPR laws becomes a mandatory subject in universities during the law degree across the country. Let's also make an effort to ensure that, as you mentioned, that in our times we didn't have great sources of knowledge. I mean, I remember हम किसकी किताब पढ़ते थे तभी, not पालकी वाला. Those green books किसकी आती थी उन दिनों? नहीं, general laws में. Jhapwala. Yeah, we had those Jhapwala books that we used to study in law college. आजकल भी आती है क्या? खत्म हो गए? अभी खत्म हो गए. Digital हो गया सब कुछ. That's right. Good memories. I'm coming to a law college after a long time, I think. But at the same time, what we used to study, and I used to be pretty unhappy at that point of time when we were told that we have to literally learn by rote many of the laws. I remember I wrote all my law papers, both in second year and third year law, without having a single definition by rote. I only explained my concepts in every paper. And whoever must have marked my papers, and there must have been many professors, probably didn't mind it. So I don't know how the current curriculum goes, but I hope we don't land up following the pattern of the Imperial College of Engineering in Three Idiots, where the definition of machine is whatever Chatur had said, but is rather whatever Rancho Das, right? That's the name. Whatever Rancho had explained. I think law also needs to be understood from concepts, not by rote. Law has to be understood from basic understanding of what's right and wrong, rather than just a clinical reading of the law. That was what I learned in my law college. I don't know how it stands today. And towards that end, I think artificial intelligence can play an important role, because it's not about just the definitional understanding, but it's about getting your concepts of right and wrong right, which will ultimately determine whether you'll make a good lawyer or not. And I think all the successful lawyers, judges are always looking for the right nuances. It's not necessarily just the letter of the law which will determine the legal righteousness of one's action. It will always have to be the letter and the spirit of the law. And that's one thing, ladies and gentlemen, I believe artificial intelligence will never be able to tell us. The spirit of the law will come out of our own understanding. The spirit of the law will always have a human touch to it. And therefore, I do believe with all advent of technology, through the years, the human indomitable spirit has always prevailed. And I'm very confident that in the years ahead, we will continue to see the human mind holding forth, the human mind prevailing over all artificial intelligence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, sir, for your inspiring words. I would now like to hand over the session to Dr. Yogesh Pai.
Good evening, everyone. As we draw the curtains on the grand inaugural of the Vidhi Pragati National IP Moot Court competition, it is my pleasure to deliver a formal vote of thanks on behalf of the Centre for Innovation, Intellectual Property and Competition and the DPIIT IPR Chair at National Law University, Delhi. Let me begin by profusely thanking Honorable Shri Piyush Goyal ji. Honorable Sir, thank you for gracing the inaugural edition of this Moot and taking your time out of your busy schedule. Your visionary leadership has not only shaped significant IP reforms and impactful changes in the IP administration, it has also influenced IP academia through the SPRIHA IPR chairs constituted by the DPIIT. For NLU Delhi, it goes still further as we are part of the WIPO India Action Plan, and this inaugural edition of the Moot is only an icing on the cake. We request your continued support in the coming years for taking this Moot to the next level. I would also take this opportunity to thank Honorable Madam Justice Pratibha M. Singh. Ma'am, you are close association with NLU Delhi during the last many years, and even before your elevation to the bench only speaks volumes of your commitment to the cause of IP academia. Your engagement with the academic community formally as part of the IP division is commendable, ma'am, for which we record our heartfelt appreciation today. Ma'am, we look forward to seeing you more at NLU Delhi through classroom engagements. Thank you. Thank you for joining us and continuing to inspire students in academia. This Moot would not have been possible without the close collaboration and the generous sponsorship by the DPIIT. Let me take this opportunity to thank Madam Himani Pandey, Additional Secretary DPIIT, for generously funding the inaugural edition of this prestigious Moot. We are gratefully thankful, extremely thankful and honored that you accepted our invitation here today. Thank you, ma'am. The team at DPIIT was led by Ms. Simrat Kaur, Director DPIIT, Thank you. She, along with her team, Shivalika Bakshi and others, worked along with Ms. Nishta Sharma and Ms. Gurmeen at NLU Delhi, and the team, including the student organizing committee, Ms. Diya Agarwal and Uday Veer Singh. Congratulations to you for successfully organizing this. I would also like to thank, of course it goes without saying, that I would like to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir for paving the way for conducting this Moot. Thank you, sir, for being here today. Thanks to Professor Ruby Paul, Registrar NLU Delhi, for working so closely and giving us a clear steer on many of the administrative matters and financial matters. Thank you, ma'am. Last but not least, of course, the participating teams. Congratulations to you. You have already qualified in the top 26. So you are here and enjoy your time here. I would put on record my heartfelt appreciation to Mr. Ankit Sahani and Ms. Akansha Datta, who are the authors of this Moot Court proposition. Thank you, Ankit and Akansha. Thanks to all the judges who have given their time to judge for the next few rounds in the next 2 days. Thank you. I also hear that there are many officials from the IPO who have joined us today. Thank you for joining in. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to Ms. Nishta Sharma for having anchored this Moot and for successfully conducting this. Thank you very much. And thank you one and all for joining us here today. I look forward to further interactions. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Dr. Pai. I would like to thank everyone present and request them to rise until the dignitaries leave the auditorium. Please rise.